everyone. So in today's video we are going to discuss how to use data query functions such as maximum value, minimum value and data row count. So what we have here is our question set number 20. These are all based on the data in question set number 17. So let's answer our first question. Find the number of students who participated in the first term science subject. Alright, so let's answer this question in our SQL. So basically we need to find the number of students. So here we can use account statement, account function. So select count. We are finding the count, student mark record dot student index number. So we are checking the number of index numbers as science subject participated students from the student exam mark record table where the exam term which we take from this table, student exam mark record dot exam term underscore term ID, and then we open a subquery in select term ID from exam term where the term name is equal to first term. Alright, so we can close this and the next subquery. So that subquery will be taken from student exam mark record. So the column, it will be taken from the column subject underscore subject ID because they're finding the subject. So we open another subquery here. So in select, so basically that's searching the subject ID, subject underscore ID from subject where the subject name is equal to science. Alright, so we close this and now we execute our query. Right, so this should be named as student exam mark record. So we execute our query and we have the count, the number of students is equal to 8. So that is it for this question. Let's move on to our next question. So our second question is, what is the minimum score obtained by the first term students? Alright, so let's answer this in our SQL. So now what we need to find here is the minimum mark from all the students in the first term. So to find this we need to open a minimum function. So when we are opening a minimum function, we don't keep a space in between the contents in the bracket. So student exam mark record dot mark, because we're finding the minimum mark. So we're taking this from the student table, the student exam mark record table, because that's where all the marks are stored, and we're going to join in the exam term table on student exam mark record. So here we are going to take in the term ID, exam term underscore term ID is equal to exam term dot term ID where exam term dot term name. So basically we are taking the condition which we need here, which is basically first term. So we type that out, and yeah, we search, and we have our minimum mark which we get here for the first term. So that is it for this question on how to find the minimum mark in the first term. Let's move on to our next question. Our third question: find the number of students who participated in the second term mathematics subject. Alright, so let's answer this. So for our third question, we need to find the number of students who participated for mathematics in the second term examination. So we can use the same query which we used for our first question, for what we used for first term science, I believe. So if we just paste it here, there is only a few things we need to change. So we can just change this column name to mathematics. Alright, mathematics, and this will be the second term as per our question, so we are going to change it to suit that. And the subject name is mathematics. So basically here once again we have taken the student count of the student index numbers on the student exam mark record table. So basically we have opened two subqueries and taken the term ID where we have mentioned the exam term ID. We have taken the term ID and mentioned the term name, and similarly we have mentioned the subject name. So now we are going to click on execute, and we have the number of students who participated in mathematics. So that is your answer for this question. Let's move on to our next question. Moving on to our fourth question: which subject got the lowest marks in the first term? Alright, so let's answer this. So in our fourth question, we need to find the subject which got the lowest mark in the first term. So basically I think we can go back, Ctrl Z. I'm going to cut this. Alright, so what we need is the subject name. So basically we are taking the student subject tables subject name, because we need to find the subject which got the lowest marks in the first term. So from subject, where subject dot subject ID in, we're going to open a subquery, select student exam mark record. So we are going to join in our student exam mark record table here, mark record dot subject underscore subject ID from student exam mark record where let's take this to the next line, where the mark which we take from the table student exam mark record dot mark in, and then we are going to it's not this query, I think it was the last one. So since I can't go back all the way, I'm going to just type it out. Select the minimum student exam mark record at mark dot mark. Alright, from we are taking this value from the student exam mark record table, and we are going to join in inner join subject on student exam mark record mark record dot subject underscore subject ID. ID is equal to subject dot subject underscore ID, and then we're going to join in our exam term table. In the same way to student exam mark record table, exam term ID is equal to the exam term dot term ID. So here we are going to mention our condition where the exam term dot term name is equal to first term. So we have opened two brackets here, so we are going to close them both of these sub queries. Alright, so I'm going to click on run. Okay, so there is a small error here. It says exam okay, alright, so we're supposed to remove the space from in between. Okay, and we have our answer. The answer is science. Alright, so this is it for this question. Let's move on to our final question. And moving on to our fifth and final question. Find the name of the student who got the lowest mark in all the subjects in the first term. Alright, so let's answer this in our Heady SQL. So for our final question, we need to find the details of the student, or basically the name of the student who got the lowest mark in that paper, test. So in the first term test, who got the lowest mark? What we can do here is paste the query we used for our last question. So last time we used the subject, but here we can change this to the student's first name, student dot first name underscore, yeah, and then student dot last underscore name. Alright, so we're taking this from the student table. So what changes here is that we're taking the student's index number, student underscore index number. So here instead of the subject ID, we are going to take the student index number. Alright, student underscore, alright, index number, and we are going to change yeah, so that is it. Yeah, so we can run this query and we have our answer. So this is the name of the student who got the lowest marks in the first term exam. So this is it for this video on how to select data using the minimum, maximum, and to count the number of data. So this is it for this video. Thank you for watching.